We have completely demolished the inside of our 1700s Swiss manor house, and in this video I'm going to show you some of the cool things that we uncovered in this process. Hello. We purchased this home that was originally built in the 1700s in Switzerland, and it was last renovated in the 1970s, over 50 years ago. So we knew we were gonna have to do a complete remodel, and we actually couldn't wait to rip up the gross carpets from the 1970s and pull down all of the wood paneling and really see what we could find. And I can't wait to show you some of it. Right now, it is almost fully demolished on the inside. We have already uncovered some really cool things. So let's start in the downstairs bathrooms, where we uncovered straw, literally straw being used in the ceiling as a form of insulation. It looks like they just plastered directly over the straw, which is an interesting building technique from obviously a long time ago.
And they must have found this bottle back there. It's from 1970.
Oh, no way.
So I think the previous workers in the house must have been drinking.
Oh, that's funny.
And I don't know if this was like insulation or what it was.
We also uncovered some dirt in the walls that might have also been used for insulation. We're not actually sure what happened here. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know. And lots of cobwebs. They're all over the place. Ugh, show me. Oh. We found a wasp's nest.
Yeah, it's good to give all the creatures a home.
But these aren't really the things I wanted to show you. We did uncover some very cool things. So in this main floor bathroom, I noticed on the floor this hexagonal pattern. It's underneath the leveling cement that was poured for the carpeting. But when we brushed away the dust and some of the cement coating, we recognized these as old terracotta tiles.
But there's more of it over here.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's under all of this glue.
Glunk. Oh, yeah.
Wow. That would be super cool.
So then with this discovery, we looked around in some other places and discovered some square terracotta tiles also in the main hallway, sort of the entry hallway as well. Now we're not sure what we're going to be able to do with these, and I'm actually going to talk about flooring in another video, but we thought this was a very cool discovery.
That's definitely tile there. Yeah.
Also, in one of the main floor bathrooms, we uncovered this super cool stone wall. Now, the walls that we uncovered were made in such a different fashion than we're used to. It is truly, you know, a lot of like rocks cemented together, sometimes with beams and other things in different fashions.
And then this was super cool.
That's really neat.
Did you see that? I don't know what the hell it is, but it's so cool. It's like twisted cable, but they have these loops in them, and I don't know why.
That's crazy. There are some really cool sort of original rock walls that we're hoping that we can preserve and use in the design. So there's this one here in the small main floor bathroom. It's just a kind of a guest bathroom with a toilet and a sink. And then upstairs at the top of the stairs, between the archway and the other sort of main double doors, we uncovered another very cool looking stone wall. So this was all covered with 1970s wood paneling, and we're really excited, hoping that we can preserve this in the design.
And if you can imagine this guy all gone, just that wall, that would be so cool. Because you don't need to, it's an internal wall. You don't need to insulate it.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Now, while we're upstairs, we also noticed that the ceilings, when they pulled down some of the wood paneling or some of the old ceiling material that was there, the ceilings, first of all, are much higher than we expected. They were already reasonably high, but we gained another, I would say 20 centimeters, sometimes more in some places, and uncovered these gorgeous original beams that go all the way the length of some of the rooms and even the whole house. And so we're hoping to be able to preserve some of these gorgeous beams in the ceiling to show some of the original structure. It obviously needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And as with a lot of things in this project, you have to kind of look past some of what's there at the moment and have a vision for what it could look like in the end. Speaking of ceilings, there were a couple of places where we uncovered decorative plaster ceilings, including gorgeous moldings along the edges of the rooms and this really nice plaster circular decor. I'm not sure what these are called. Clearly a light fixture or something in the center of the room here. They were gorgeous in their time, but they have been obviously covered up, torn into a little bit when they hung the paneling, the ceilings in the 70s. And so we're not sure that they are restorable or preservable, but we would like to try to save them in some way. How cool is that? So we found it in what is now the living room. It's actually going to be the future kitchen. And then we also found it in the master bedroom, which was really neat to see because clearly that was actually 2 rooms. It's a humongous room in the current layout, and clearly it was previously broken into 2 rooms. There was a wall down the middle and possibly even probably a fireplace or something for heating those rooms that you can see by the way that the plaster molding went along the edge there. And the last thing that we uncovered that I want to talk about today is some cool old remnants of wallpaper. Now the walls have mostly been covered, textured. Some of them had wood plastering over them. You really can't see the wallpaper except underneath a few things where it was clearly covered up, and so it was preserved. So when we pulled off the baseboards, we can see strips of the old wallpaper along the bottom in one of the downstairs main rooms, in the upstairs sort of living room, dining room area, and in the downstairs sort of entry room. It used to be an office. This is one of my favorite ones, and we're really hoping to use some wallpaper that acknowledges this kind of style. And even in the Hoosly, I haven't shown much from the Hoosly in this video, but there was this patch of wallpaper underneath a light fixture that when we removed it, we could see, and we thought it was so just cool and historic to imagine what that would have been like in that space. So these are 5 of my favorite things that we found when demolishing the inside of the house. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do, and I'm really excited to bring you along for the ride. This is my very first YouTube video, so I do hope you'll subscribe and follow along and let me know your thoughts. We're really excited about incorporating some of the things we found, like those stone walls and the high beams in the ceiling, and even a nod to the wallpaper. But I would love to know what you think. Share your thoughts and be sure to come back next time to see what we do next.
There you go. Oh my gosh.